This is DeRockProject. Someone on the Minesweeper subreddit asked what's the best strategy for this situation. So I didn't plan this out. I just calculated the results and I just jumped right in. So the first thing you want to do always is you want to split these blocks that are not mines or numbers or these blank spaces. You want to take these blocks and you want to split them into the inner blocks and the outer blocks. The outer ones are called, I like to call them shores, and the inner blocks would be land blocks and shore blocks. That's just kind of visually the numbers and the blanks look like a sea or something like that. So I deduced that there's 59 blocks in the land area, and on the outside, now you have to split this up into groups again. So basically, there are two blocks adjacent to this 3, and there's 2 blocks adjacent to these to the 2 right here. And when you get all that, you wanna chain all the block groups like that that overlap each other. And when you just connect them all like that, we get this entire thing as one group. This does not get connected to anything. This gets connected to a bunch of stuff here, and this gets connected to nothing. Of course, here you see that there's 2 mines in here among these 4, based on what the 3 is saying, and then there's 1 mine in this one. So that means you can divide that up by 1 mine here and 1 mine on these 2. So that's why this can be split up like this to a separate shore group, and same goes for this one too, which was just right here. Basically, there's 3 mines here. There's only 1 mine here, so there's 2 mines here. The purple, I guess I'm just gonna say, means that there are 2 mines here. So when there's no, now the numbers next to these shore groups are the amount of mines in them. They could be a variable depending on where the mines are, or they could be just constant. When they're constant, it's just there's no change to it. It's just exactly as how you see it. There's 1 here. There's 1 out of 2. This is a 50-50. All of this is 50-50. All of this is a 50-50, and you actually have a 66% chance of dying, a 67% chance of dying if you click any of these. So, well, 2 out of 3 chance, basically. But here, it's not exactly like that. It's not, you're not getting exactly 1 out of 4 chance of dying if you click one of these 4. It depends on how many mines there are in here among each combination. Now, you'll see on the right side, I took this and took the classic Minesweeper, and then the red is where the mines are, the green is where there aren't any mines, and I just drew up every combination, but I really didn't have to do that. I guess it's for visual purposes. Let's see, is there any numbers I didn't? Oh yeah, this thing, and that's the, once you add this all up, the outer mines, the shore mines, you'll get to how many land mines there are, which will also be a variable depending on if there are variable shore mines. So there's, of course, I said it's 9 to 10 mines, but I wrote 10 to 9 because there's 3, then there's 10. If there's 4, then there's 9, and so that's 12 shared among the land mines and the variable mines. 12 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, and you get a total of 20. Wait, is that a total? 20? 12, 14. No, oh, I'm sorry, 13. 13, and then 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, yeah, okay, 20, right? I got this right. Next, alright, so what I like to do is I make this, and then I kind of simplify it like this, kind of arrange it so it's easier to look at. Now this part wasn't necessary, so I don't know if I want to talk about this, but basically I just cut out when there's when these mine groups, and you just take out the mine group, so you just only remove this thing because this block is part of this mine group anyway. The block group, or mine group, whatever. So you just starting from the edge, if you remove these, then you don't affect the amount of mine combinations in a Shor group, right? So you do that, and there's one more here that you can do, and then you just get 1 out of 4. So that's it's the easy way to tell that there's only 4 combinations of mines in this group. Yeah, and I figured out that there's 2 of them has only 3 mines, and 2 of them has 4 mines in this group, like 2 combinations each. Next, next part gets very complicated, that I have to use Wolfram Alpha. I kind of miscalculated and did 12 and 11. Basically, this is 59 choose 10, meaning how many combinations of 10 mines are there in these 59 blocks. And you don't I just use a calculator, right? I just use Wolfram Alpha, and I just type exactly this in. Now I just type binomial instead, but if I do that, I get numbers that are incredibly high, up to the, this is 1 trillion, this is 280 billion. This is just examples of really large numbers that could come up. And yeah, these numbers are going to give some really large numbers, if you input that. So basically, I input these into Wolfram Alpha. The factor integer gives me like stuff like this. You see that? 3 times 5 times 11 times 13. So basically, I just split them up into the basic numbers, you know, and I look at the difference of these factor integers. So it was like this, and then just space it out like that, so it'll be easier to understand. So I see that 59 choose 10 is 5 times larger than 59 choose 9. I only need the ratio of these numbers. I don't need the exact numbers. So basically, I just come up with 5. This is 10. This was an old calculation that I was doing. So you get 5, 9, 5, 1. Yeah. So if that basically means if there are 10 mines in the outer blocks, that is 5 times more likely to happen if there's 9 than if there's only 9 land mines. And of course, we moved to this to here, so that means if there's 3 mines in the outer in this variable group, if there's only 3 mines, that's 5 times more likely than if there's 4 mines. So this is just a rule of thumb. You wanna, is that what you call a rule of thumb? You wanna have less mines in these groups where there are where there could be like a variable amount of mines in them. Like there's no exact amount. It could be changing. So if there's 3 to 4, you want to make a guess that makes it so that there would be less mines. Like that's the kind of guess you want to make. So here, I basically just added this all up. There's just 1 out of 12. It's just that's what it is right here. If you look here, I guess if you want to understand how I did that, these 4 blocks, right? There's a 1 out of 4 in them. So I just went over these 4 combinations. This has 3 mines, so it's 5 times more likely to happen. So I put them to, so I call this 5. I guess I'll just write it down here. 5. This has 4 mines, so 1. This has 4 mines, so 1. And this has 3 mines, so it'll be 5. Yeah. This is why I'm doing just ratios, or else the numbers would be up to like 1 billion, and I would be working with those kind of numbers. Instead, I'm just working with these simple 5, 1, 1, 5. Yeah. So for this block to be a mine, there's only 5 combinations that this would happen. For, let's say, this to be a mine, there's 1 combination, 2 combinations, and 5 combinations. And I just added it all up. So there's that. I mean, there's probably a simpler way. Like you can see that there's only 1 mine among these 2. If I know that there's 5 here, I can just subtract that from 12, and when there's not a mine here is the only time when there is a mine here, and that'd be 7. You know, and you just do the same for here. There's 12 here total. There's 12 here total, and you see here 5 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1 is 12. So, but that's kind of something I didn't really look into that much. Now this calculation is just for for the likelihood of how many mines there are in the outer. On the outer, that's not the outer, that's the inner. What is wrong with me? This is the inner. Well, I guess the word doesn't matter anymore. the land blocks. Like, how likely is there a mine in each of these land blocks? And that's probably all the same. And basically, there are 10 combinations of there being 10 mines, and there's only 2 combinations of there being 9 mines in the land blocks. And then, so you're just getting the average here. There's 12 combinations. There's 10 and 10 of them, 9 and 2 of them. The average, you get this number, which is 9.8, which is between 9 and 10. So see, that makes sense, yeah. And then here, I'm dividing the average mine amount, the average land mine amount to the land blocks, the total land blocks, and that gets me the probability you will die. You have a 1 out of 6 chance of dying if you click one of the landmines, which is a very low chance. That's pretty good, but it doesn't beat the 1 out of 12 here. Now you might think that any of these ones you can click in because they're the least riskiest blocks, but the next step, now that we calculated the risk, we have to calculate the reward, and that gets very complicated, so I'm not going to go over that through here. But basically, if you click this one, then here, as you can see, you're likely to not find anything at all, really. There'd be, if you get the number 2 after clicking that, then maybe you'll find more. Well, I mean, you'll definitely will, but you're more likely to get 3, 4, or 5. 5 would be pretty bad too, because you'll know that all 3 mines adjacent to this purple thing, which is the block we're talking about. If we click that and you get a 5, then you know there's one here, there is one here, and the rest of the 3 would be just mines. So you wouldn't make any. You only make a small amount of progress, I guess. That's not worth it. If you click the other 2, this one or this one, I should use my other pointer, which is probably more visible. This one or this one, then you are, I mean, you're guaranteed to find a few, at least one mine, a few numbers, and well, yeah, there's a lot you can find if I actually look through them. But reward is a very complicated thing. So I mean, unless you know that clicking one block will reveal nothing because you already know the number in a block, inside a block, because all the blocks all have numbers. It's just that you find them, or there's a mine so you can't click them, so you can't find a number inside them. It's just that kind of deal. You got. So it's not always the best thing to do to click the mine with the least probability of having a mine, the least risk, because its reward might be like a little to nothing. If you click a block with a little bit higher risk but has a very high reward, then don't click that. But that is, since that is something I never calculated, I can't figure. I wouldn't know how to find that out exactly. Only when it's very simple to calculate, which you would have to have like 5 or 10 mines left, and almost none of these land mines. Probably that makes it very complicated. So, and I think so. That's about it, pretty much. You don't, and I said you really don't want to click any of these. I saw someone says that. Well, I mean, it does give a very high reward if you click even one of these, and you'll pretty much found 3. You'll reveal 3 numbers and 3 mines. So, as I said, I don't know how to calculate reward, so that might be worth it. But I guess just go for the low risk. And honestly, you posted this question 17 hours ago, so you probably already went with it. So that means that all this I did. I don't know if you still have the board right now, even. But hey, it was fun. Fun calculating all that using Wolfram Alpha. This is my profession. Well, not my profession. It would mean like I would actually have a job or something like that, which I don't. No, I'm still a student. I mean, so that's really all it. I think I'm done talking about this. So just thanks for watching, and hey, see you all next time.